we are ready to go racing again. We have last chance qualifiers, and we're going to cut the laps down from 6 in the heat race to 5 here, and only 2 will go to the main event, and there will be 2 of these last chance qualifiers. So these are the riders who had their troubles in the heat races, but as we have seen, the way this track has worked out, you can be fast. They're so close that it often could be just one mistake that makes the difference between making it through the heat and going to LCQ.
These LCQs too are a different strategy. It's kind of sprint because first and second to the main, everybody else goes home. You definitely don't want to be going home.
All right, here it is. Last chance qualifier number 1 here on the inside. You got the number 11 of Sandoval. He's going to get edged out by Graffunder on the 118.
Graffunder just controlling the start coming into that rock section. To get through there clean is an outstanding way to start the LCQ, but he's got company. Sandoval right behind him, and Bobby Prochnow too is on the throttle, number 9 on that KTM going in the Matrix.
Yeah, and Sandoval and Prochnow getting together, rubbing elbows as they went through that tunnel. Now over the water. And don't count out the Kawasaki man in 4th. That's Destry Abbott, hoping for a mistake for the riders in front of him.
Destry always seems to sneak into the main event somehow. He's just such a solid rider. He puts himself in a very good position. And, you know, right now, Graffunder, he's no rookie, Jason. He's been to a lot of Endurocross. And
Prochnow runs into Abbott. Abbott was trying to make the pass, and Prochnow made a mistake. Remember, Abbott is riding with a wrist brace on. Still had some ligament damage there in that big crash. Talked about at the top of the show. They've got to hustle. Only the top 2 go to the main event, and they are 3rd and 4th.
What Prochnow did there, that was aggressive, but it wasn't dirty, because when the top 2 go to the main event, if you're in 3rd and 4th, you really have to push hard. You really have to do what you need to do to stay up front.
Well, here's what he had to do. He took the line away from Abbott, who then had to get back onto the course.
Yeah, per AMA rules, you just have to enter the track. You can't advance a position if you get bumped off the track. So Destry's been racing long enough. He did it right. Out front, Corey Graffunder just controlling it, Jason. He looks smooth. He doesn't look tired. He's probably thinking about the main event already, but you can't count your chickens before they hatch.
Now you got Sandy Pants Sandoval back there in 2nd, putting a little bit of heat on. The thing about Graffunder, I noticed, he's just a big, strong guy. He is huge on that motorcycle.
He's an animal, and he flies in the wide open sections, but you see him in the tight stuff too. He still has very good technique. And one thing I'd like to point out, when he gets back around to that really long rock corner, guys seem to be going faster through that right now, Jason. I think that maybe there's a main line breaking in the center where it's getting down to the dirt. They can carry a lot more speed.
Oh, a little mistake from Graffunder. Perhaps opening the door for that number 11 of Sandoval. Here are the rocks you're talking about. Yes, no trouble at all for the 118.
So we've got some lappers in the rocks, and that makes it tough for Graffunder, but he had a good line straight down the center.
And now through the tunnel section, yeah, unaffected by all of that. And he's actually pulled away a bit now from the 11 of Sandoval. Lap riders having problems all over the place, but they seem to have them on the different parts of the track from where Graffunder has to get through.
And we'll check, Jason, but I believe Prochnow may have pulled into that 2nd place qualifying position with Abbott right on his heels in 3rd place. So 2 laps remaining. Either of these guys still has an awesome chance of making it to the mini.
There it is, the 9, the orange bike. That is now 2nd place. So something has happened to Sandoval, and that has opened the door for the 9 and the 8 to battle for the last transfer spot. And time is running out. The 811 is a lap rider they've got to get through. That's Mitch Anderson.
So white flag, watch Destry on this lap. He doesn't want to follow. He's taking alternate lines. Like you said, he's got that left line through the rocks. Just getting through it clean. At this point, these 2 guys, it's all about just getting in that qualifying position. Graffunder's gone.
Yeah, Graffunder has this thing tucked away. If he can go error-free, it's going to come down to that battle for 2nd. They got to leave everything on the line because this is the last chance qualifier. No other opportunities for them. Leaping into the firewood and looking good doing it is the 118. Corey Graffunder, the Canadian.
We may have just had a pass for a second. We'll see. I saw Destry creeping up on that inside. Graffunder taking the win. Outstanding way to get into the main event, just controlling the LCQ.
Still close here for 2nd, and it's going to be the number 9. He is going to the main event. Well done.
Good for Brockman.
The challenge from Abbott, and we're going to show you here what happened to Destry Abbott in the last lap challenge of Bobby Prochnow.
Came in on the inside, grabbed a ton of front brake, unfortunately tipped over. You know, for Destry, that was a good thing to try. He was trying to force it into the qualifying position. Didn't work out. Watch the front tire lose traction as soon as it locks up. It's just a really slick section, Jason. Just kind of that hard pat, flat stuff, and Prochnow's a big guy, too. You're not going to move him out of the way unless you've got some speed.
Hey, that's going down swinging. Didn't go down with the bat on the shoulders. And remember, he's dealing with a wrist injury, so he's giving everything he had. Meanwhile, we have our LCQ winner with us, Corey Graffunder. Hey, Corey, got Jason Wygant and Chris Dennison up here in the booth. Congrats on that. That was a smooth ride.
Hey, guys. Thanks. Hey. Yeah, how's it going?
We're good, man, but not as good as you. Did you make any mistakes in that one at all?
A couple little bobbles in the rocks. I don't know if they classify as mistakes for Endurocross, but yeah, it was pretty clean.
Yeah, Corey, awesome ride. What's your strategy going into the main event now that you're in?
You know, I'm not jumping this whole matrix here. It's really bumming me out. I didn't do it in practice, and I know I should be doing it, but I just can't get myself to do it in a race. So I don't know. Jump that, I guess. Everything else I got no problems with, but that is just like all in my mind.
Hey, what about the start, where the gate picks are going to be based at the LCQ? Do you think you can still pull a start or figure out a way to come from behind if you don't?
Well, if I'm not mistaken, we got those hot laps coming up, so I get another chance for that, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You'll be riding again.
You're smarter than I am, so you got a shot at it.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. Yep. Hot lap.
All right. Make it happen there, and then make it happen in the main.
For sure. Thanks, guys.
Nice ride.
There we go. That is our LCQ winner, Corey Graffunder. And yeah, that'll be a cool thing with our hot laps. We'll explain that in just a moment. But first, your results in this LCQ. You got Prochnell and Abbott second and third. But the big line there between them is Prochnell goes to the main. Abbott does not. We'll have one more last chance qualifier. And here's that Dester Abbott crash one more time. This is that kind of action you want to see in a last chance qualifier. Going for it.
Yeah, Dester is really trying. You got to give him credit for that. You're in second place on the last lap trying to come into qualifying. But Prochnell just kind of owned the main line in that. Destry could have forced it if he had to. I don't know. It might have taken them both down, Jason.
Absolutely.